Is it recording now? Hi everyone, my name is Andrea. I am the Global Support Leader for Marketing and Sales Support at Employment Office, and today I'm going to be taking you through print ads and how to calculate the cost of those ads that you'll see in the newspaper. So the reason why you'd want to be able to calculate or estimate these costs is that you'll be going through the newspaper and you might see ads that leads have placed themselves, and it is usually useful to know, roughly how much that lead has spent on the ad. And there might be an opportunity when you speak to them to compare the cost of the newspaper ad that they placed themselves to the cost of our services, and quite often our services will end up being cheaper. So the first thing just to cover off on is the fact that a lineage ad is different to a display ad. Just to clarify early on, display ads are what Employment Office usually places. 99% of the time will go display. The key difference between a lineage ad and a display ad is the price. Lineage ads are much cheaper. Display ads are more expensive, and as a result you can have borders, you can have different fonts, you can have images. And on this screen here you can see some examples of display ads versus the lineage ad, which is in the bottom left corner. So covering off on display ads specifically, because that's what Employment Office places and that's what many clients will place. Different newspapers measure their display ads in different ways. The Sydney Morning Herald and The Age use a modular system. So basically, in the top left corner there, you can see that one module is referred to as a T11, and it's roughly 45 millimetres high by 63 millimetres wide. And then to build the size from there, it's basically a matter of stacking modules or blocks on top of each other or next to each other to build up the size. As opposed to a column newspaper, examples are the Weekend Australian, the Courier Mail, the West Australian. These newspapers measure their ads based on the columns within the newspaper. So if it's a column newspaper, the price of the ad is calculated using the formula the height of the ad in centimetres multiplied by the number of columns that the ad takes up in width, multiplied by the column centimetre rate, or the CCM rate. So using the example that I've highlighted on the right hand side, that ad is 10 centimetres high and it's 2 columns across. Therefore the price would be 10 times 2 times the column centimetre rate. If this was appearing in the Courier Mail, the column centimetre rate is $74.10. So the ad that's highlighted, if that was in the Courier Mail, it would be roughly $1,500. For the major metropolitan papers, the column centimetre rate ranges between $20 and $75 per column centimetre. And it's worth noting that the Weekend Australian is $106 per column centimetre, so it's quite a jump up. Just taking it back to modular, so to recap, that Sydney Morning Herald and The Age. As I said, the price is calculated on the number of modules that make up the ad. In the bottom left corner there, you can see that that's a one module ad, the connecting one. The one above it is probably a 1.5 module ad, or maybe it's even 2. So one module in the SMH is around $800 and one in The Age is around $850. The standard EO print ad size is a 5x2 or a T11. It's roughly 63 millimetres wide and 50 millimetres high. It includes the company logo. However, as I'm sure most of you know by now, we can develop any print ad that the client would like. We can do much larger ones, we can do colour print ads, we can do ads that have just the client branding and little to no Employment Office branding. The sky really is the limit in terms of the print ads that we can provide. Just a couple of extra notes. The colour loading differs between newspapers, but it's around 10 or 20% on top of the black and white prices. An ad is usually more expensive on a Saturday than on a weekday, just because of the higher circulation. And if you would like a more accurate price on a newspaper ad that you see before you call the lead, please contact MSS and we can give you the actual figures that the client would have paid.